Hello everyone. So today, I wanted to make a little video about a Dead by Daylight mechanic that I feel like isn't talked about very often. That being chaining. I like to think of chaining as a concept that falls between both the micro and macro skill of DBD. Some of you may not even know what chaining is. So, what is chaining? Well, my description of it is your ability to go from tile to tile effectively to extend chases as long as possible. Ideally through the use of windows or already dropped pallets in order to preserve resources for later in the trial when they could be more of use. I feel like I see so many survivors struggling to use pallets properly, especially in connection to other tiles near them. So, why should we chain tiles? How I would put it is, chaining effectively not only buys time for your team, but in some instances can allow you to pass some resources and save them for later in the trial, like I kinda mentioned earlier. I mean, how many times have you tried looping the killer, only to find the area completely barren? It sucks, right? Well, maybe these pallets would be there if your team knew how to better use them and save them, instead of just letting the killer catch up while they camp the pallet. If everyone knew how to utilize distance on the killer in order to save resources for later, I'm sure that knowing situation wouldn't happen as often. So, you may be asking, how can I improve chaining? Well, honestly, the best way to learn is just to play the game. Remember, failing is part of the learning process. It's okay to fail, but it's not okay to give up because you fail. As well, playing the game more often, aware of this mechanic, will help you learn how to do it better. You could also use perks like Windows Opportunity or 5 moves ahead, because they show you the auras of nearby resources. However, as good as these perks are, playing the game more often is going to be the most important thing to do, because knowing the map layouts will help you improve your chaining ability more than the perks will. So now that you understand what it is and how to do it, you might ask, does it work on every killer? I mean, all killers are different counterplay, right? To that I say, correct. Since all killers are different, some are harder to chain tiles on than others. Some killers, mainly the fast ones, are able to beat you as you run from tile to tile. These ones are a little harder to chain these tiles together, but we'll go over some of the examples for them right now. So, what killers does it not work against? Well, the fast ones like I said, Blight, Ghoul, Spirit, Hillbilly, and Nurse. But Nurse, it doesn't work against her because she doesn't really obey the laws of the game when it comes to the traditional looping style. So now that we know what chaining is, how to do it, and what killers quote-unquote counter it, let me show you some examples of myself chaining tiles to better picture it in your mind. So, first is this night, I use a series of mind games to be able to successfully chain this upstairs window to a downstairs pallet, not use it win another mind game, and then make it to another pallet and not use that through another mind game to successfully escape the chase and buy a lot of time for my team. So here's another short example of me getting chased by this pig. I have this strong pallet linked, just pretty much glued to this strong window. And because I'm able to go between the two of them so fast, she doesn't even chase me for more than 10 seconds. So those were examples of me using the distance to save the resources. Now let me go over an example of how to chain through a tile and then save the stronger one while using a weaker one that you're more okay with dropping. So here, I don't want to use Shack at 5 gens. There's just not really a reason for it. So instead, I try to win a mind game, bait out the miss on the axe, make it to this weaker filler pallet that I'm okay with dropping at 5 gens, and after a little bit of a mind game and successful looping, I'm able to get a stun and escape and win the chase for the first one chase of the game. So now, you've seen how to not use the pallets and how to go through a strong one and use a weaker one instead. But now I'm going to show you how to be able to go through multiple pallets and then come back around to the pallets and then reuse them all in the same chase. So here, against this Chucky, he used Slice and Dice, so I know I have a little bit of time before that's off cooldown. So I pass these pallets that my Jane on Deathhook may need later to bait out a Slice and Dice so that I can then dodge around this rock. I do successfully get the dodge, and then I have to commit to using the pallet, but I'm able to vacuum back into it and get a little stunned, win the chase, and buy time for my team to get on gens and heal. So now that we've seen all those examples, I'm going to show you how to use an already dropped pallet to continue your loops through, and that way these already dropped resources can still have value. So here against this Wesker, I have this honestly pretty bad drop, but I go to the next pallet, link it through the window that's part of the tile, force him in a situation where he has to either go around or vault the window. Both allow me to make it back to the pallet. After I dodge his power through this rock, I'm able to get back to the pallet, use it, fake a swing, get him to waste more time, and then because he can't get me to vault back into him, he just leaves. All that time he spent, he got no value out of that chase. So now that you've seen all those examples, I want to show you a clip of an actual chase happening in real time so you can see all these mechanics going through all at once, so you can see how it works during an actual game. So here against this Doctor, I get stuck on a tree, crucial part of it. Take the hit, but I don't panic. I go to the next tile I can get to. Because he has to go all the way around the car, I'm able to go back to the original tile and buy a time back there. Just continue to loop. I get back around, and I'm able to drop the pallet on his little dome and escape the chase and smash it. Now, he does lose me after this, so I'm going to cut to when he finds me again. So I go down here, I run towards the pallet, he shocks it because I faked it, I go to the window, hit a little fake to the right to the left, go back around, it looks like I'm going to go through the pallet, but instead I just hold W all the way to the previous pallet. With all that distance, I don't even need to play this pallet, and I instead try to break into that crane. I have this little pallet, I don't want it, I want the crane, I want to see if I can bait a swing and get him to drop chase after baiting the swing. I do manage to vault, he does swing, and then he does actually drop chase after that. Well, loopers, I hope these mechanics and examples made sense and that they can help you in your matches too. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the fog.